Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, we are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going? Welcome to episode number 828 of Walking with Purpose Live from the SF Bay Trail here at Bear Island in Redwood City, California. Climate best by government test. I've got about 40 minutes before the sun sets, and so I'm only going to do 3 miles today. I'm not going to do the full trail. The full trail is 3.5 miles, so I'm only going to do 3 miles. And it's going to start to probably get a little bit dark as I head back, halfway on the way back, especially once I hit the parking lot. I'm waiting for some people to drive on by. Okay. There was a lady there that came out of the parking lot. She has a swollen ankle. Now, I understand she's probably trying to walk it off, probably trying to get stronger. But if you have a swollen ankle, the last thing you want to do is walk this trail. When you have a swollen ankle, you put ice on it, you cut down the swelling, and you rest. You don't push yourself. But hey, I'm not a doctor, and I'm in no way, shape, or form medically qualified to give advice on that, but I can share my opinion. It's a pretty damn good opinion, but anyway. So today we're going to be discussing what's considered professional in 2024. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. I'm about to hop on the trail here. Come on, switcheroo, YouTube. There we go. They got to make the switcher easier. They got to put the switcher back on the left side. Or at least give you options to switch the switcher from left to right. But anyway, it's all good. Look at that beautiful sun. Look at that beautiful sun. Yeah, so while we wait for some more people to pop on in, I took the day off yesterday. And I'm back today. There's lots of stuff going on. And, yeah, lots of stuff going on. I mean, you know, there's so much I can talk about that I really shouldn't talk about. But there is a lot I can talk about. And I'm sure there are some people out here that have been following me for a while that would love it if I talked about certain things. And I'm just not going to, because it just simply isn't worth it. And this all ties in hand to this topic of what's considered professional in 2024. Is professionalism any different than it used to be 10, 20 years ago before we had social media and the internet? And to me, the key principles of professionalism have never changed. Being professional is treating your clients with respect, and serving them as best as possible without cutting any corners. Now, is it unprofessional to call people out that are a waste of your time or are jerking you around, leading you to believe that they're going to use your services and they never do? Is it unprofessional to call those people out? Absolutely not. Those people are just playing games for whatever reason. Out here on YouTube, people do that just to spark up a reaction, and they get off on that for whatever reason. Some will try to make content out of it and capitalize off that content. Others are just at home, bored, lonely, and miserable, and doing stupid shit like this gives them a thrill unlike anything else, I guess, right? And hey, listen, don't get me wrong. I was once young too, and I did some of this dumb shit. But again, what I just mentioned a second ago is key. I was once young and did this stupid shit while I was young, and at 50 years old, I don't do this stupid shit. I didn't do this stupid shit at 40 years old or 30 years old, maybe in my 20s. But pretty much by my late 20s, early 30s, I stopped doing dumb, childish shit, online or offline. Because when you do dumb, childish shit, especially once you reach your 30s, now, technically, you're considered an adult at age 18. But now here in California, you can't, well, the drinking age has always been 21, but you can't even get cigarettes now unless you're 21. So technically you're an adult when you're 18, and you're an adult throughout your 20s. But I basically give people a free pass in their 20s because nowadays people really don't grow up until their early 30s, especially men. Especially men. A lot of men nowadays, don't grow up until their early 30s. Some are still acting like they're in their teenage years throughout their 30s, and they start to figure shit out when they turn 39, right before they're about to turn 40, right? It's interesting to me. And I've followed many, many creators out here on YouTube, and I know many, many people, I have many guy friends that are 10, 11 years younger than me. And they're millennial men. I used to work with them. I used to be their manager in the retail world. And a lot of these guys were not the most mature. And they still weren't that mature in their 30s. They were still acting immaturely in their 30s. We've got a bunch of people walking the trail in the group. It's really distracting. I come out here to get away from, the busyness of the park. And sometimes people come out here in a group and it's just distracting. But because they're talking as they're walking by, so it kind of interferes with my thought process. But whatever, it's part of the game. You got to learn to deal with it, right? So yeah, I have friends right now that are 38, 37, 38, 39 years old. And they've been doing the same dumb shit throughout their entire 30s as they did in their 20s and their teenage years. But they're starting to finally realize it's time to fucking grow up, right? And I hate to say it, it's this millennial generation, especially with the men. Like, one of the least masculine generations is the millennial generation. Now, there are a lot of good millennial men, don't get me wrong. But more than 50% of millennial men have struggled with maturity, personal maturity, throughout their entire 30s. And that's pretty fucking sad, right? And you see it in the way a lot of these men have behaved with the YouTube content they've created. And I'm not just talking about one or two people. I'm talking about a large amount of millennial men, right? You've seen a lot of creators, a lot of male millennial creators do dumb things on this platform, right? Like the Paul brothers, remember them, right? And many others, too many to mention, right? But it's always interesting to see how, once these guys get into their late 30s and they're starting to face the repercussions of the actions they've taken, right? They're like, wow, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I just want to chill. I just want to be left alone. I just want some peace and fucking quiet, right? And the problem with these millennial men is they've always gotten off on jerking other people's chains as part of their entertainment, whether it's for YouTube content or to cure their loneliness and misery in the real world, right? They've always jerked other people's chains. And then people, have enough of that, and they start to retaliate or fight back, right? They start to retaliate and fight back. So it gets to the point of where there are so many people that these millennial men have offended in their 20s and 30s that by the time they reach their late 30s, they've got an army of people that are constantly chastising them for the way they've been behaving, right? So they start to realize it's just not worth being a dumbass anymore, right? Well, it wasn't the wisest thing to do in the first place, but hey, at least you guys are learning, and it's better late than never, right? At least now you guys can go into your 40s and look back at what you did in your 30s and your 20s and say, wow, if I could do it all over again, how would I do it differently, right? And a lot of people sit here and say, oh, Eli's not telling us anything we don't know and blah, blah, blah. That's true. I don't talk about anything that people don't know. The problem is people have a hard time doing the right thing. So all I basically do out here with my content is reinstate good morals, values, and ethics, and kindly remind people that, hey, there is a better way to do things, right? And you can be a better person if you make the choice to be a better person, if you choose to be a better person, right? Give me a second here. Oh, by the way, I want to make one quick subliminal comment. And the right people will know who I'm talking about, and I really don't care. I'm not going to mention you, but all I'm going to say is this. If you re-upload videos that just have my audio on it, I can still copyright strike you for that. I've just been too busy to go through people abusing my copyrighted content, but trust me, over the next few days I will. And even if you use my audio only, I will flag you down for copyright, and then you'll have another copyright strike. And I'd be happy if you wanted to take me to court and try to fight that. It's all good. That's all I'm saying. And re-uploading the same clip, audio without video, I should report that to YouTube and have them take your channel down, because you're basically re-uploading the same thing. So you play ball at your own risk and do what you got to do. And I'm going to do what I have to do. You got even men in their 40s that are doing dumb shit still. That's a big problem, right? Now, a lot of these millennial men are starting to learn in their 40s, but some of them never learn. Some of them will continue their piss poor, shitty, trollish, meme-ish type of behavior in their 40s, right? I mean, think about it. You get into your 40s, if you haven't already settled down with a woman as a millennial man, you probably want to now. Well, what woman's going to want to settle down with a guy that loves to meme people and mock people and troll people on YouTube? I mean, what kind of... Any woman that would support a man like that, there's an issue, major issue with that woman. My woman does not support any of this kind of crap. She thinks it's the most selfish and immature, and it is very unprofessional. It is extremely unprofessional. These are the people that are unprofessional. And that's why they're trolling on YouTube, or they're trolling on the internet, or they're chastising people in the real world. It's because their lack of professionalism is hurting them from, having a good job in most cases, right? Or having what they truly want in life, right? Because there's something lacking within themselves that at age 40 plus, they still haven't been able to work through, right? So, what's considered professional in 2024? First of all, someone that is raw and real and doesn't lie or stretch the truth to try to make themselves look better than they actually are. If you blatantly lie or stretch the truth to try to make yourself appear like you're better than you are, that's very unprofessional. Not only do you lack severe professionalism, you also lack severe integrity, right? You lack severe professionalism and you lack severe integrity. And the reason why people like you troll is because you don't like being called out on the truth by people that have integrity and have a lot of professionalism. I have had my moments where I've said things I don't mean. And I've made mistakes. But part of being a professional is acknowledging the mistakes you've made and apologizing for them. Now, in this modern world, you can make some honest mistakes, even as a professional like myself has, and still be chastised by people for years, because that's what some people do, especially immature millennial men that haven't grown up yet, even in their 30s, right? And some even going into their 40s, because the oldest millennial man, I believe, is 43 now. That sun is pretty much about to hit behind that building. And we are at 21 minutes. So someone that's raw and real and honest, right? Now, another question people may ask, if you swear, does that make you unprofessional? It's a great question. I used to think that if you got caught swearing in the professional world when I was younger, you'd be chastised. You could lose your job. If you're in the corporate world, maybe so. And even in the corporate world now, I had bosses. When your boss really likes you, he or she, they're like your best friend. But I had more male bosses than female bosses. I had female bosses too, don't get me wrong, and they were cool too. But my male bosses, like my boss Lewis, that promoted me at Office Depot, he was like 10 years older than me, and good guy. We would always shoot the shit. We would go out for beers, and we would just talk like this. Hey, fucking hey, dude, right on, man. That's fucking awesome, right? So, is swearing considered unprofessional nowadays? It depends. In my opinion, it depends on the context, right? There's a right and a wrong way to use swearing. There's a right and the wrong way to use swearing. It depends on the context, right? So let me give you an example, right? If I come out here and say, that's fucking amazing, right? Now, some people may still get offended by that are old school, right? Or extremely uptight, right? Stuck up, whatever, right? You can never please those people anyway, right? But yeah, if you say, you're effing awesome or whatever, right? Now, if you come out and deliberately tell somebody to F off, that is usually considered unprofessional. Now, you may ask, Eli, you've told many people to F off on your streams. Yes, I have, and I would do it again if I had to. Let me explain to you why. Because if you're trolling, I'm going to tell you to F off. Because your lack of professionalism is only going to get back from me what you give me. If you give me a lack of professionalism, I'm going to give you the same fucking thing in return. Now, does that make me unprofessional? Maybe for the moment. But I'm making a statement saying that you're not worthy of my professionalism. So all I'm going to do is give you what you give me. Because like I've always said, in this world, what you put out, you get back. What you put out, you get back. I will probably be taking off the shades on the way back. I'm just going to go to the very end here before it curves to the right to go to the observation deck, but I'm not going to curve to the right and do the last quarter mile out and back from the observation deck. Traffic is flowing smoothly on the 101. Now, back in the days, what was professional? You would sit down with your clients. Like if you were to go open up a bank account, they would sit down with you because there was no internet. There was nothing digital. It was all paperwork that had to be done at the actual branch. Now you can sign up for a checking account online. You can do everything online or from your smartphone, right? But back in those days, you'd walk in and they would be like, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, welcome to blah, blah, blah bank. Please have a seat. Would you like some coffee? Right? Nowadays, if you do that, people are going to say, what the fuck are you trying to sell me? Quit kissing my ass. But see, back in those days, that was the normal. And to be quite honest with you, I really wish some of that would come back and be considered normal. You see, nowadays, when people are that nice, overly nice, it's usually because they're trying to sell you a pipe dream, right? So how do you come off professional, somewhat like in the past, but in a way where people don't think you're trying to sell them a pipe dream? You got to find a happy medium. First of all, people do not want to be called by their last name anymore. Like if I were to call Sandra, if I were to just call her Miss Palacio, Miss Palacio, welcome to the show. She would feel weird about that, maybe be offended. Probably not offended, but she would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Eli? If I were to call Tia by her last name, or Queen by her last name, right? They would think that's weird. So I address them by their first name. If she pops in here, hey Tia, how you doing? In this modern world, it's not more about calling someone by their surname. It's about acknowledging people in general. Because this world's become so busy that people fail to acknowledge people. People just want to take your money and run. They don't want to acknowledge you for who you are. There's nothing that makes people feel better about themselves than being acknowledged by someone that they like or respect. That's professionalism right there. So when Tia comes in here, hey Tia, how's it going? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here, right? Sandra Palacio's in the house. Now, I call her Sandra Palacio because that's her full name and she uses her full name as her YouTube channel. So she comes in, Sandra Palacio is here. Yeah. Hey Sandra, how's it going? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here, right? Hey Queen, how's it going? Queen Helen Casey's in the house, right? There's a difference between acknowledging people and kissing their ass. Now, I've seen a lot of these damn millennial men kiss a lot of ass for money. And I hate to admit it, but in some cases, when people are that vulnerable, right, they fall into the trap, right? So in some cases, you know, buttering people up, kissing their ass will work for a little while. But like I've always said, things like that are not sustainable long term. They're not. It was 70 degrees today. Right now it's probably about 67, 66, slight breeze. Feels good. I gotta tell you, it feels nice. I took my Allerfex, the generic version of Allegra, made by the Kirkland Costco brand. Allegra actually makes it for them. I'm feeling good. I'm not having any allergic reactions. I'm breathing very well. I feel fantastic today. I hope you do as well. I really hope you do as well. Another thing I've noticed since I've been on YouTube, depending on, if we're talking about the US here, depending on the part of the country that people are at, it seems that professionalism is different in other parts of the country. So for example, what may be professional here in California or the West Coast to people in the Midwest and the South might be a little bit too nice and ass kissish. Sorry, it might be a little too nice and ass kissish, like I've been saying, like we used to do things in the past. And people think you're trying to sell them a pipe dream. That's the problem with the people from the Midwest and the South, is you have a lot of conservative, Caucasian conservative men that have very old school values. And they think that, you know, the way the level of professionalism we try to, you know, put out here in California comes off phony to them, because these people, what's professional to them is saying, hey dude, I ordered this fucking shit, get me my fucking shit, you piece of shit, right? That's how these people are. Now, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but you get the point, right? Okay, I gotta turn around. Yeah, we are at 32 minutes. I'm not gonna go over there. I'm turning around here. Ooh. Hold on, we've got that nice, beautiful plane coming. Ooh. Look at that. Listen to that. All right. It's time to take the shades off. It's starting to get, it's not dark. There's still enough light out, but the sun is down below the mountains, but not all the way down. So we still have a little bit of light. You know, other things that really exemplify professionalism, okay, is honesty and integrity. Like I said earlier, honesty and integrity, right? Be an honest person, have integrity. In order to be an honest person and have integrity, you need to believe in morals, values, and ethics. You need to have a good set of morals, values, and ethics. And nowadays, a lot of people don't have them. Especially on YouTube and the internet. And I've seen this happen time and time again. I've said this. Hang on a second. Give me just 1 second. Something popped up on my phone for a second. It's all good now. But I forgot what I was going to say now. It'll come back. Oh, another thing that makes you come off and actually be more professional than others is not letting detractors, haters, trolls, etc. derail you. Not letting them do that. And the best way to do that is to keep coming back each and every day and make your content. Or some of you may only make content once a week, once a month. However often you make your content, if you're getting trolled and hated upon, you need to at least keep the same level up or even amp it up. Because for me, the more stupid shit my trolls do, the more it encourages me to make more content. The more it fuels my fire to keep moving forward. Elizabeth Stifler, welcome to the show. How'd you find out about the channel? And how are you tonight? So yeah, here's the thing. The more people try to get you to stop to doing something that you love doing, the more it should encourage you to do it. Your ex-boyfriend? I already know you're bullshitting me, Elizabeth. Your ex-boyfriend told you about my channel? Would you like me to give you the band hammer now, Elizabeth? Or would you like to get a last licking before I hammer you? No liars are welcome here. People that lack integrity are not welcome here. Because you cannot help people, if your real name is even Elizabeth, probably not. You can't help people that lack integrity, Elizabeth. You can't help people that are just here to try to derail the good words of the show. You can certainly use them as an example and get a good laugh at them, at their expense, not mine. And the people that truly support us here will get a good laugh at you too. And then, Elizabeth, you can go back and make another Google account and come back and try it on another name. It's okay, Elizabeth. I got plenty of time. I'm self-employed. I do this all the time. We can talk on multiple accounts. And we could tell you every time you come in on multiple accounts how unprofessional you are, right? How much integrity you lack. and how much you fucking hate yourself. Okay? That's what it all boils down to. I'm just keeping it real, raw and real. It's a beautiful night, man. I cannot complain. You know, I have no complaints. None at all. By the way, Don says hello to everyone. God, what a beautiful, beautiful evening. Yeah, I gotta talk with Dawn and see if maybe when she's up to it, I think maybe her and I will start doing some pre-recorded content. And, you know, Dawn's been dealing with some medical things lately that are out of her control. Things just happen as you get older, right? And so sometimes, you know, when we're live on the air, she'll have moments of where she's coming off like she's not happy to be there or not happy with me. But the truth of the matter is she's just having a moment. And she's a woman and she's scared that she's having some complications that a lot of women have at her age. And I'm just trying to keep her calm. But hey, you know, I get where she's coming from, right? So when she's up to it, her and I will probably do some pre-recorded stuff. If she has one of those moments, we can just edit it out. Because those moments aren't real. She's not mad at me. I'm not mad at her. But when people don't like you, they twist everything and they want to make you look bad because they're jealous and they want to knock you down, right? That's all it boils down to, you know. I mean, if they feel I didn't have some level of success here, why would they try to knock me down? If I've already knocked myself down far enough, then why would people try to knock me down further? Like, here's a question to you trolls out there. Why would you try to knock someone down that you already feel has been knocked down to the ground and can't go down any further? It's because that hasn't happened. Because what you really want is to get me off of YouTube, and that would really get your rocks off, right? And I'm just going to tell you that is never going to happen because I don't violate the terms of service. I don't harm anyone. All I do is share my opinions and try to help people as best as possible. And all you guys ever do is spin things way out of context, lacking integrity, lacking professionalism, right? Lacking creativity. Food for thought. Lacking creativity is what many of you folks lack. Yeah, don't worry, sir. I'll be filing copyright on that video clip that is altered. Part of it is real, but part of it was altered. And the part that I own that you didn't alter, I'll be flagging the audio portion of it. And you'll have 2 strikes, sir. And then I'm going to go back and file a 3rd strike and take your channel down. How about, you want to play that game, sir? Because I really don't care. Maybe you don't care either. Hi, Tia. How you doing? Welcome to the show, Tia. Great to see you here. I hope your night is going well. Tia, you don't have to mention anything here, but you got my voice message behind the scenes, right? I shared some stuff with the ladies group. All is good. I'm serious. You should take down that video, sir, because when I get a chance, it may not be tonight, but tomorrow or the next day, I will file a copyright on the audio portion of the same clip that I did on the video one, minus the part you altered at the end. Oh, no worries. Yeah, I put a message in the Women's Mastery group. So check it out when you get a chance. Just some stuff that I want to talk about online. Only stuff for, people in our close group, It's not a bad thing. It's just, we were working on some stuff behind the scenes, and it's all good. It's all good in the hood. What a beautiful night. So there's still some light out, but by the time I get to that lot, it's going to start getting dark. Good timing today. And good thing I only did 3 miles. It would have been dark if I did the full trail, because I wouldn't have reached this point yet. By the time I would have reached this point doing the full trail, it'd be dark. Tia says, it's always good. These others need to mind their business. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, we're talking about what's professional in 2024. What's considered professional, Tia, in 2024. If you missed the first part, you may want to check out the replay. We shared some good tidbits there. Shared some thoughts on what I feel is professional and what isn't. And a lot of things nowadays boil down to context. Saying the same thing in different ways has different meanings, right? Context is everything. And see, that's why I never get removed from YouTube, because the context of my material is friendly, it's advertiser friendly and people friendly, right? Yet, I'll mention this because I saw some comical stuff. Every now and then I'll come across some comical things when I have a little extra time to do a little digging, right? So people have been trying to take my channels down or trying to strike me down. For what? For a difference of opinion, right? You're trying to strike me down, and then the funny thing is, these people said that, oh, his video did go down, and then some other dude said, oh no, it didn't. He's live right now. When you have integrity, you don't go down. And let me tell you the reason why YouTube doesn't demonetize me or remove me or give me strikes. It's because they know I have integrity. The reason why you folks go down is because you lack integrity, at least with YouTube. But here's the thing. People that lack integrity on one thing typically lack integrity across the board on many things. I won't say everything, but if you lack integrity in one aspect of life, typically multiple aspects of your life, you're going to lack integrity, right? And I don't deal with people like that because they're very unprofessional, or at the very least unethical, right? Which to me is unprofessional. Forget about whether you're doing it legally or not. What I care, and I do care about you doing it legally, but what I more so care about are your intentions and your integrity. What is your integrity, right? Because there's a phrase called the ends justify the means, and sometimes you got to cross lines or redefine lines to do the right thing within the law that may not be in the law at that moment, right? I saw a white collar episode one time where Special Agent Peter Burke's, boss that ran the division, they ran him out, and Peter Burke was going after the person that ran out his boss that had been with the FBI for 25 years. And his boss made Peter aware over a cup of coffee that he got a recorded phone call from the NSA. He has friends at the NSA. I believe it stands for National Securities Administration. They can tap into your phone lines anytime and give him some information. And Peter Burke, Special Agent Peter Burke, tells his former boss, who was the head of the white collar division, he was the ASAC, Assistant Special Agent in Charge. It's like higher than a Special Agent in Charge, but they call it assistant. I don't know why they call it assistant, but it's an ASAC, right? And he told Peter Burke, he said, after Peter said, "This is against the law," he goes, "Peter, you are the law." And it's true. The FBI, you're the law. You are the law. And he goes to Peter, the guy that ran that division for the FBI for 25 years. He goes to Peter. He goes, "Sometimes you have to redefine those lines for the better good of the people." And I heard that and I was like, fucking A, man. That was beautifully said. Because some laws do suck, right? Some laws protect the criminals from the victims. How you doing, Raleigh? Welcome. Peter, you are the law, and sometimes you have to read the file, so you have to redefine those lines. Peter goes, "I don't want to cross the lines." Sometimes you have to redefine those lines. To better protect the people, right? Or redefine those lines within the law. One episode I heard Peter Burke's wife say, "The law is subjective." It is, as it should be, right? Because some laws are so stupid, right? Sometimes people make honest mistakes, right? And they didn't mean to break the law or something, right? So if you, how do I say this the right way? If you're going 26 miles per hour in a 25 mile an hour zone, they can technically give you a ticket. I had a friend get a ticket one time, 26 into 25. And he took it to court, and the judge laughed. He goes, "This is ridiculous. You know, was your radar even calibrated? And even if it was, you're getting this person for 1 mile over when you got other people that are going 20 miles an hour over and they get away with it. Case dismissed." I was like, man, what a hell of a story that was, man. In that case, the law is subjective. As a cop, you could sit there, okay, this person's going 1 mile over the speed limit. Should I stop them? Or should I wait for someone going 5 to 10 or 20 miles over, right? And nothing wrong with the law being subjective. For me, what I care about is that people are doing things safely and they're not hurting other people or stealing from other people. If you're hurting other people or stealing from other people, I have a problem with that. Anything else can be subjective, right? Tia says, "Hi, Raleigh." Starting to get a little darker. You can't really tell because the iPhone Does a great job with low light compensation. The auto exposure is fantastic on the iPhones. I've always said that. Another busy day. It was very busy yesterday. Another busy day today. But I'm glad I made it to this walk because I feel fantastic. We are at 56 minutes. That means it's probably about 7:10 right now. Between 7:10 and 7:15 Pacific. 10:10 to 10:15 Eastern. 9:10 to 9:15 Central. Your time, Tia. I can see that security car with the fake cop lights on the top all the way here. 7:15 Pacific. Thank you. So Tia, I saw you make some comments. You're entitled to make any comments you want, but you saw some people that you thought were good people, right? And it further proves that we made the right decision to remove certain people. You know what I'm talking about, right, Tia? You're seeing it for yourself, right? And I'm not worried about it. Neither is Don. Don and I are just like, wow, right? I'll tell you this, Tia. You're going to see some major changes coming soon. And quite frankly, it has nothing to do with me. I'm already starting to see some changes. Sandra Palacio, how you doing? Sandra, you know, we're not going to say anything, but you got the message behind the scenes. Tia says, I normally don't, but I was so pissed off. I apologize to you, Raleigh. I was a bit off the wall. How were you off the wall? I don't think you were off the wall at all, Tia. Tia, I'm going to go to bat for you because you've been one of the best supporters Don and I have ever had. And I've ever had. And I won't even allow you to disrespect yourself, Tia, in my house because you're a good person. You are not off the wall at all. You're tired of the bullshit. You're tired of being led to believe that certain people that were involved with us were good people and they were fucking trolling us all along. Well, I mean, no disrespect. Like, Raleigh's welcome here and he's done some nice things, but Raleigh's been known to troll before too. And I'm not calling you a troll, Raleigh, but I'm just saying I can understand why you would think he is one, because I used to think Raleigh was one, and at times I believe Raleigh does troll. But other times he doesn't. Yes, Eli, I got your message. Well, thank you. All is well, Sandra. All is good. I'll update you all more some stuff behind the scenes. I know. Say no more. Yeah. Lots of good things coming, Sandra Palacio. We don't want to give people the opportunity to try to psychoanalyze me, like some people psychoanalyze me out here. This is what Eli actually meant in a cryptic way. I don't think anyone's been more psychoanalyzed than me on this platform, and I'm not trying to be critical of myself, but I'm a nobody out here. At least at this point, I'm a nobody. So, you know, and I say that while I laugh at myself. Because if you can't laugh at yourself, then you shouldn't be able to laugh at anyone else at all. You know, self-deprecating. I can't even say it. Self-deprecating humor, right? Self-deprecating humor. Nothing better than that. You can't trash talk yourself, whatever, right? That seafood pissed a lot of people off, of course. Yeah. Yep. Well, he's been very disrespectful in many ways. He's trolling. He's nothing but a troll. And you know, here's the thing, Tia. These people, whether you ignore them or not, they're gonna keep talking about whatever they want to talk about. In this case, me, for however long they feel about it or feel of it, right? So it doesn't matter. Like it's not like I'm trying to be cryptic or anything. I don't care. It's just really sad, you know? And he never had me fooled, because the only reason why I kept him around all this time was because, you know, he's from New York, and that's where Don is from. And Don was really trying to help him turn his life around. And I do think he's become a little bit of a better person, but he's still a pathological liar. He is. And that's not slander, because there's proof of you lying out there, dude. You want to sue me for slander, dude? There's proof of you lying. All I'm doing is speaking on the evidence, bro. And I don't care. I really don't care to talk about this. All I wanted to do was part ways because you lack integrity. But see, this is what also happens. You keep mentioning these people. They have no other content. They're dying for you to mention them, because that gives them something to talk about. Without that, they got nothing, because they have no creativity. They lack creativity. All these people, they lack creativity. They have no creativity. They can't just go live and run a show and just talk about a subject while they take a 3-mile walk. Most of them will run out of gas before they even get through the first half mile. He's from New York? Yeah, he is. He's from New York. Yeah, you didn't know that, Sandra? He's from New York. He absolutely is from New York, and that's how Don related to him. And you know, I'll even just say this. Don's really not that happy. I'm going to come over here for right now. Well, no, I'll come over here. There are people coming on both sides. Like, he disrespected my woman. And she's not that happy about it. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean, also, you know, what he did was he tried to basically use my woman to control the situation, and that even pisses me off more than anything. I don't respect any man that tries to weaponize their way with me by using my woman. Go F yourself, man. At least I have the balls to show my woman live. I show my face every day. My woman's been on many times. But you don't show shit. besides run your mouth and make up a bunch of shit every day? Because you have zero content, you have no originality. Even your martial arts stuff, you steal from other people's websites. That's not original, dude. And I don't want someone around like that, lacking integrity, and then weaponizing my woman to try to control me and keep me around and keep you around. I banned you 2 years ago for the same reasons I banned you now. You calmed down for a while, but then you started to pull the same shit again, and then that's it. You're. And the only reason why I'm mentioning it right now is because one of my best supporters, I wanted to stand up for her because she's feeling bad for saying some stuff, and I'm saying, Tia, don't feel bad because you're right. I'm not going to let one of my best supporters go out and feel bad and apologize for something that she was right about. Tia says, he is. I've never seen someone take their life like that. Even his talking is fake. He has no lisp or fake. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, it's like a bad version of WWE. He's like a bad version of WWE. You're welcome, Tia, of course, anytime. I'm going to keep it real with you, Tia. Tia, you know I'm the first one that if I feel like calling someone out for messing up, I'll call them out. I'm also not going to kiss anyone's ass that pays me money to keep them around. I'm happy because you're an honest and ethical and genuine person. And you've always done the right thing. You've always been on the right side of morality. And then you come in because you have a guilty conscience like I've had, and you feel bad for saying something when the truth of the matter is everything you've said is spot on because you're very smart, you're very intuitive, and you just get it, right? And you're tired of dumb shits on YouTube, dumb millennial men, right? Dumb millennial men, right? You always have been real. I care a lot about you and Don. Well, thank you. We care about you too. We do. Let me come over to. I need to just get a little bit more of a walk in. I've got about 5 or 10 more minutes. Let's come over to the marina over here. Senator Palacio says, okay, he has some problems, maybe slight mental issues. Oh, he's severely mentally ill, Sandra. I understand calling him out. That's all I'll say here. No room. Yeah. No, a lot of these people are very mentally ill, and I say that with humility. I'm not trying to shame any of these people at all. I actually feel bad for them. They need to get the help, right? Some of these people, including that dude, they're the most critical people around, right? And then they criticize myself and they criticize Don, but Don's getting help. And, I've gotten help before in the past. These guys know they're mentally ill and they get no help for it, right? And you know why? Because the way they live their life, I can guarantee you that most of these people don't have health insurance, right? To all you people out there that have trashed Don and I, how many of you actually have health insurance? I bet you most of you don't. And if your income's below a certain level, you can qualify for federal tax credits through Obamacare in your state. Good call, because you know, that's either him or that side trying to troll. See, this is the thing, right? It's all a game. It's all been one long troll. And I've known this about him for years, right? But again, I love my woman, and I made an exception because he's from New York, and she looks at him like a son, and her kids aren't talking to her right now. So this was a chance for her to come in and try to help someone. And like I love Dawn for that. Like, what is there not to love about someone that's truly trying to help someone? And maybe that dude really did respect my woman and respect her help. He also siphoned some money from her too. And it's never gonna happen again, dude. Like, you would like sit there and beg my woman for money many times, but you're this very rich, successful dojo dude, right? I don't care, dude. Listen, I don't care how you make your money. I don't care if you're broke, rich. I don't care what you've got or don't got. I'm not here to criticize you, but you're sitting there trashing me over the same shit that you do worse, and I'm not even doing that. This is the stuff that really you got to call these people out because yeah, this dude, honestly, there were times where he convinced Dawn to send him money. And, Dawn and I, our bills have been very tight. But she still sent him money. That's a beautiful shot of the boats and lights. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Yeah, that's the iPhone with the auto exposure because it's a little bit darker than that. And like the lighting here, the way the iPhone's picking it up is just incredible. Like right here. Like, well, what a shot, huh? Thank you, Sandra. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to live in apartments that are about 5 to 8 grand a month based on the size, yeah. I mean, if you can afford to own a boat, you would not be living in these apartments. You would have a house. Well, that's why I don't think it's good to keep on him. He's reacting because he got caught. He's on the defense and will say shit. I'm just saying, I know he's going to come at me again. I don't care. The more he comes at me, the more of a fool he looks like. And I don't care. I can just ignore him, Sandra. And so can you. But I only said this because Tia brought something up. And look, you and Tia and Queen and a few others are some of the best supporters Don and I have ever had. Right? And even I've had before Don came around, you guys have been around. Most of you, right? So I'm going to respect that. I'm going to go to bat for you folks. But, I'm also going to come out and say, if you're going to disrespect my woman and you're going to keep on trashing me, which is against her wishes, after she tells you to stop, and you keep on doing it, then it just shows more of your intentions and your character all along. And then I'm going to come out and say, well, I'm not surprised because you swindled money out of my woman. You wouldn't ask me for money because I wouldn't give you a dime because I always knew you were a phony, right? But you got money out of my woman, and every time she sent you money, I was a little bit upset by it. Not at her. I was upset at the fact that you conned my woman out of money, dude. So listen, dude, you can't sit here and say you're this very successful person and you make more money than me. I don't care who makes more money. I don't care about that. But you can't come out here and say like you're this baller, yet you're begging my woman for money several times. I've had bad experiences with iPhone. With iPhone, the photos are nice. Oh, okay. He will not be believed. He will show his true character more. Right. That's all I'm going to say is like, look, it is what it is, right? Whatever. But, it's not fair to you, Tia or Sandra, Like, I wasn't going to talk about it, but if it's something that's affecting people that are close to me and they want to talk about it, I'm going to give them that. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's part of what Don and I do here is we want to give our supporters, especially our best supporters, more of what they want, more of what we feel they need. Sometimes you got to talk about something because in the real world, when people screw you over, you talk about it. So you don't do that on YouTube because then the people keep reacting and making content off of you and they keep going off because they're mentally ill, right? Right? Well, in the real world, they're mentally ill too. The difference is before YouTube, they couldn't go, and sit on their lazy chair and get on their damn phone and trash talk you in a 3-minute video on YouTube. Now they can. All right, folks, I got to get going. We're at 1 hour and 16 minutes. Love you all. Tia and Sandra, thank you so much for being here. I'll send you ladies some more messages behind the scenes. And Don will as well. And yeah, lots more is coming. And thanks for the walk. Take care, all. Yeah, you're very welcome, Tia and Sandra. And Raleigh, thank you for being here earlier. And I think that's it. Have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.